snaps. Loads quickly, and whether it is zooming, panning, switching modes, just stunning, stunning speed with that Nitro JavaScript engine. But you know, Safari also makes it faster and easier than ever to track my top sites, the sites that I visit most. I click on the top sites icon here, and I get an intelligently laid out, beautiful panoramic view of all the sites I visit most. Getting to one of them couldn't be more natural. I want to go visit ESPN, I click, it fades in, and I'm viewing. I want to go back, fades right back out. And Top Sites is even tracking for me when a site that I view has changes since I've last been there with this little blue star. The final really great area of Safari I'd like to cover is full history search. So if I want to go back and find a site that I've visited recently, I just click in the search history filter in the lower right, and I get a cover flow view across my browsing history. Right? Very easy to find what I'm looking for. But not just that, I have full spotlight search of this content, and not just of the URLs or of the window titles, but of the text in the pages. So I type Maui, not K-Maui, let's type Maui, and I get all the pages that I've been visiting to plan my Maui vacation. Find the one I want, click, and I'm browsing. Very easy way to get through my history. Now, the final area I want to cover is QuickTime 10. QuickTime 10 has been re-engineered on top of modern Snow Leopard foundations, and the QuickTime player has been rebuilt from the ground up to put your video center stage. Let's take a look now at a family vacation video. We see the playback controls are elegantly overlaid on the video itself, and as I start playing, if I move my mouse out of the window, watch how they fade away. Even the window title bar fades away to put my video center stage. And when I want to go back to access those controls, they fade right back in. But another great feature of the QuickTime player now is the ability to trim and share my video. So I can go here and select trim. I get a visual timeline of my video. I can scrub smoothly to find the clip I'm looking for, maybe this harrowing cliff jump. Let's go back up. Find the end point, scrub in this way. And when I found what I want, I just click trim, and there's my edited clip. And then when I want to share it, my sharing options are just a click away. I can share to YouTube, MobileMe, or iTunes, where I could export to playback on my iPhone. Really, really nice sharing in QuickTime. Thank you. So those are just a few of the many, many touches to Snow Leopard, and I'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Thanks, Craig. So lots of refinements in Snow Leopard, but there's also powerful new technologies. And those technologies fundamentally are to take advantage of the power of silicon and bring that to the user experience. Because when you look at a modern Macintosh, you have an incredible set of components, things that were unthinkable a few years ago. You have RAM, gigabytes of RAM. I mean, a few years ago, it was expressed in megabytes. You have a powerful processor that runs at a frequency expressed in gigahertz. That's multi-core, 64-bit capable. And then you have a GPU with enormous raw processing power. But to take advantage of all this, you need the right software. So we have a number of technologies. I want to mention three. First, 64-bit. Of course, the primary reason to use 64-bit is to take advantage of lots of memory. Because if your application runs in 32-bit mode, it has an inherent limit with the addressing space at 4 gigabytes. When you run in 64-bit, it's 16 billion gigabytes. That's the limit of your addressing space. In practice, it's unlimited. Another reason, of course, to run 64-bit is that the processor can do math faster. So certain things like FFTs will run twice as fast in 64-bit mode. So for all those reasons, we've been on a trajectory over the last few releases to enable more and more 64-bit. And Snow Leopard is a final stage where we are running all the major system applications in 64-bit mode. So that's 64-bit. Now let's talk about multi-core, because Moore's law has changed its form. You know, a few years ago, we were used to always increasing kind of frequency for the chips. And as the processors hit around 3 gigahertz or something like that, the expression of Moore's law became there's more and more cores. And this is a trend that we see continuing in the future. But the challenge with multi-cores is how to take advantage of them, how to program them. And the standard answer is threads, multi-threaded programming. But it's really, really hard. And it's also fairly inefficient because you never have quite the right granularity. So we have a solution for this, a new methodology that we called Grand Central Dispatch. It's built-in support for multi-core across all of Snow Leopard. It's very, very comprehensive. All the way from a language extension, low-level libraries that are super efficient, high-level libraries to make it really easy to program, integration with all the system APIs, and tools to tune your program. So just to give you a taste of what it feels to use GCD, let's look at threads in Leopard for, say, the mail application. When mail is busy, it has a certain number of threads. And when it's idle, it actually keeps pretty much all those threads. In Snow Leopard, when mail is busy, it actually uses more threads to take advantage of the multi-cores. But when mail is idle in Snow Leopard, all those threads go away, giving back resources to the system. And when you reapply that pattern for every major application, you get a big win in performance and responsiveness. So that's GCD for multi-core. Next, let's talk graphics. You know, the amount of power that you have in cards nowadays is incredible. We're talking of over 1 teraflop in raw power. That's 1 trillion operations per second. And it would have taken a whole room a few years ago to have that kind of raw power. And the standard way to use that power is to use OpenGL. That's what's used for games and graphics. But we want to move beyond that. We want to use this power for all kinds of things. And for that, we've devised a technology that we call OpenCL. The C stands for computing. It protects you as developers from exactly what card the user has. It's based on C, so there's very low learning curve. It uses sophisticated compilation techniques to optimize. And it has numerical accuracy, which means you can use that for scientific computation. We've also decided to make it an open standard, and many companies are participating. In fact, all the top manufacturers of graphics chip are in. So that's OpenCL. So just 3 of the technologies we have in Snow Leopard, they are really important because they give us a lot of power in the platform. And this power is power for us to innovate in the OS. And it's power for you, for your applications, to gain a competitive edge. So the next area I wanted to cover is fitting in businesses. You know, many people nowadays have a Mac at home that they want to take to work. And it works great because we have Microsoft Office. That's, of course, the de facto standard. We integrate really well with IT services. We have Unix. And we can run Windows applications via